Hi everyone, welcome to NetGate Chemistry. So today we are going to solve some of the previous year questions of GATE exams of chemical bonding. So the first question being asked is, which of the following molecule is planar? So these are the four molecules being given to us. First is NF3, second is NCl3, third is PH3 and fourth is BF3. So one by one we are going to solve for the structures of these molecules and then we'll go on to the shape of these molecules. So first is NF3. So here central atom is going to be nitrogen. Nitrogen is having 5 electrons in the valence shell. Now this nitrogen is attached with 3 fluorines. Fluorine is univalent, so it will be attached like this, and there will be one lone pair present on this nitrogen. So in this case the steric number comes out to be 4, and this if I want to get into the shape of this molecule, then shape is going to be pyramidal, right? So shape is pyramidal here, just like ammonia molecule. This is the first molecule. Just like NF3, NCl3 is also going to be pyramidal. It is also going to have 5 electrons in the valence shell of nitrogen. 3 will be attached like this, 3Cl will be attached like this, and this is also having steric number 4 and pyramidal shape if we ignore the lone pair. Now third molecule, which is PH3, this we have discussed in the chemical bonding in a very elaborate manner. It is a Drago compound, right? Here phosphorus is very big in size, and these 3 hydrogens are attached like this at 90-degree angle with each other. Each of these hydrogens are at 90-degree angle with each other, and lone pair is present like this. So these 3 hydrogens are going to be, if they are at 90-degree from each other, then definitely this whole structure, this whole shape is not planar. This is non-planar. Why? Because each of these hydrogens are at 90-degree. Suppose if this is the x-axis, this is the y, and this is the z-axis, then at each axis one hydrogen is present. So this is definitely not a planar structure. So this is not a planar compound. These two are also not planar. So we have to find out the planar molecules. These two are also not planar. These are having pyramidal shapes. This is also non-planar. It is a Drago compound. Now fourth is BF3. Here boron will be the central atom. Boron is having 3 electrons in the valence shell and an empty 2p orbital. So these 3 electrons will be attached like this with 3 fluorines. So it will be having trigonal planar shape. So this molecule is planar. No doubt there is 2p empty orbital, but this is not taking part in the hybridization, and the overall structure is planar. So the correct option is option D. BF3 is a planar molecule. Okay, so now we'll move on to the next question. So the next question says that which one of the following species has 2 non-bonding electron pairs on the central atom. So we have to find out which of these 4 molecules is having 2 lone pairs on it. So one by one we are going to solve for the geometry of these 4 molecules. So first, starting with TeCl4. Here tellurium belongs to oxygen family. Oxygen, sulfur, selenium, and then tellurium. So just like oxygen, this is also going to have 6 electrons in the valence shell. Now it is attached with 4 chlorines. Chlorine is univalent, so it will be attached like this. Now tellurium is having 1 lone pair plus 4 bond pair, but they are asking for 2 lone pairs. So this is definitely not in the answers because it is having 1 lone pair. Now moving on to the second molecule, which is ClF3. Here chlorine will be the central atom. Chlorine belongs to halogen family, so it will be having 7 electrons in the valence shell. Now it is attached with 3 fluorines. Fluorine is univalent, so it will be attached like this. So ClF3 will be having 2 lone pairs, right? Definitely it is having 3 bond pairs, but we only have to look for the lone pairs. So moving on to the third molecule, which is ICl2 negative. We have found our answer, but just for practice purpose we are going to solve for these 2 molecules also. Definitely answer is option B. Okay, now for ICl2 negative, iodine is going to be the central atom. Iodine belongs to halogen family, so it is going to have 7 electrons in the valence shell. Now if we consider this charge onto this central atom, then we have to introduce it like this, 1 electron along with the negative charge. Now 2 chlorines are attached, and chlorine is univalent, so it will be attached like this. So this molecule will be having 3 lone pairs. This is not the answer. And next is PCl3. Phosphorus belongs to nitrogen family. After nitrogen comes the phosphorus. So phosphorus is also going to have 5 electrons in the valence shell. So it is attached with 3 chlorines like this. So it is having 1 lone pair. So definitely answer is option B. Okay, so with this we'll move on to the next question. The next question says that the number of P double bond O bonds present in the tetrabasic acid H4P2O7 is. So they are asking for number of P double bond O bonds. So if we talk about tetrabasic acid H4P2O7, then that means we are talking about, tetra means 4, so we have to remove these 4 hydrogens. So after removing 4 hydrogens, what we are going to get is P2O7 4 negative, right? I hope this is clear, because they are asking for tetrabasic acid. That means tetra means 4, so we have to remove 4 hydrogens. On removing 4 hydrogens, we get P2O7 4 negative. So we have to find out P double bond O bonds in P2O7 4 negative. Now first we have to find out the structure. For that, what you have to do is first find out the oxidation state of this phosphorus. Suppose the oxidation state of this phosphorus is X, right? And there are 2 phosphorus present, so it will be 2X, plus there are 7 oxygens, 7 multiplied by minus 2. This is the oxidation state for oxygen, is equals to, it is having minus 4 charge, so it will be equal to minus 4. I hope you know how to find out the oxidation state. I am just solving it like this, that we have to find out the oxidation state of phosphorus, which we have supposed as X. There are 2 phosphorus, so that's why I have multiplied it with 2. Now plus there are 7 oxygen, that's why 7 here, and then multiplied by the oxidation number for oxygen, that is minus 2, and equals to the charge present on this molecule, which is minus 4. On solving, what we are going to get, 2x minus 7 into 2, 14, is equals to minus 4. 2x is equals to minus 4 plus 14. This minus 14 goes to right hand side, becomes plus 14. So 2x is equals to 10, and x is equals to 10 divided by 2, that is 5. So the oxidation state of phosphorus is plus 5. Now you will be knowing that phosphorus belongs to nitrogen family, so phosphorus will be having 5 valence shell electrons, but now in this case it is having oxidation state of plus 5. That means 5 is the highest oxidation state of phosphorus. How I know this? Because phosphorus is having 5 electrons in the valence shell, that we know, because it is belonging to nitrogen family. In this molecule, phosphorus is having plus 5 oxidation. state. If it is having plus 5 oxidation state, that means all of these 5 electrons will be removed. So this is the highest oxidation state which phosphorus can show. So one thing which you can star mark is that at highest oxidation state, oxy linkages are present in the molecule. Okay, for more than maximum oxidation state of the atom in the molecule, we get peroxy linkage in the molecule. And next point is, if there is less than the maximum oxidation state, suppose in this case phosphorus can show maximum plus 5 oxidation state, that we know, but if after solving we are getting the oxidation state as plus 4, plus 3, plus 2, plus 1, like that, that means less than the maximum oxidation state which an atom can show, then what happens? We get metal bonds. That means phosphorus bond. So if we get highest oxidation state, like phosphorus can show highest plus 5 oxidation state, and we are getting plus 5 oxidation state of phosphorus in a particular molecule, then we will get oxy linkage in that molecule. If there is more than the maximum oxidation state, suppose if in a molecule phosphorus can show plus 5 maximum oxidation state, but we are finding plus 6 or plus 7, then that means definitely there is peroxy linkage present. If there is less than the maximum oxidation state, then definitely metal bonds are present. So here in this question we are finding this case, highest oxidation state, that means oxy linkage is present. So if we want to draw the structure, we know that there is one oxy linkage present. Now out of P2O7 4 negative, we have used 2 phosphorus and 1 oxygen, and we have to distribute 4 negative charge on 4 oxygens. So we'll distribute 4 oxygens along with 4 negative charges symmetrically to these 2 phosphorus, like this. 4 oxygens are distributed. So there we have used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 oxygens already. So remaining 2 oxygens will be bonded like this, they will be doubly bonded, right? So only one double bond could be present between phosphorus and oxygen. What we have done is, first we have find out, this is the case of highest oxidation state where we can find the oxy linkage, then we have made one oxy linkage between 2 phosphorus, then we found that there is minus 4 charge, we have distributed this minus 4 charge symmetrically on 4 oxygens, and we have distributed these 4 oxygens to each on the phosphorus. Remaining 2 oxygens are doubly bonded with the phosphorus. So this is the structure of this molecule. Now in this structure there are 2 phosphorus oxygen bonds present. So correct option is option B. Okay, so far we have discussed 3 questions which are being asked in the GATE exams from chemical bonding section. So far that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching.